Well, guys, how was that this week?
I liked it. I thought it was good. A lot of great stories. Um, I, similar to a lot of these other stories, it's interesting how the week stories seem to have this theme.
I know. This week it was about people. For me, it felt like people helping people,
That's right.
coming together. Like it was much more inspirational than the
Yeah.
last couple stories and weeks that we found out. What about you, Tom?
Well, I think we were, highlighting what I can see is we were highlighting like the two points of,
Right.
the two ends of the spectrum of, the competition and the one-upmanship versus the when I have a feeling, and so that's how I saw that
Yeah.
we kind of balanced some of the earlier stories with more of the other side of it.
I agree completely.
Solutions.
That thing about what you're bringing up, of that, it really highlighted for me the inner and the outer. Am I operating? Am I thinking about the outer first and then the inner, or am I thinking about the inner and then moving to the outer?
Yeah.
That a lot of the stories seem to have that connectivity to the whole thing, and it was quite a week. It was quite a week, and I love the sharings. They were really great.
Yeah, and I also like the fact that we're not like we always find our own stories. So
That's right.
we're not like I go, hey, Tom and Tiger, what story are you bringing? We don't even know till like
Don't
a couple
know.
minutes before, and then we're like, okay, so what's the inspiration this week?
That's right.
And I think the other thing that's really interesting that I find in doing these sharings is the fact that we're looking at a bigger picture. So like,
Yeah.
there's all these nitpicking aspects around stories, and we could have went into like, the helicopter and unfortunately all the people that passed and even the confirmation hearings and the people that are, got yelled at during the hearings, but we don't go there. It's really about the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And also things that keep happening, right?
That's
Like this isn't like just today. It's been happening for freaking decades.
That's
you know?
it.
Yeah, and we don't want to get into the tit for tat or the who won the fight or who was right and who was wrong. It's more by being in my feelings, as I was saying earlier, the nominees are in their feelings or in that I want to accomplish, I enjoy success. If I can tune into that positive, true feeling part of me, I can move through anything.
Absolutely.
I agree. Bottom line for me, it's a great news story week, and it really does come home to what I want to do with my energy and how I can be of service to people. I think that's the other common denominator.
Yeah, being of service. Love it.
And begin to discern, like what's the concept of being of service or what's the feeling behind
Right.
being of service and the timing.
Right.
And so there you go.
Well, hey, let's just real quick regroup our keywords we got for this episode.
My keyword is believe, and what stood out to me really is just how important it is for me to be out there, being of service, and make sure I'm coming from the pivot point of my goals and my direction. That when the challenges hit, and they do, believe me, they do. Am I going to make a decision based on my freedom and in my purpose and what my goals are, or am I going to try to fix the situation I'm in? So to me, the real thing is coming back home to what do I believe, what am I about, and I need to make decisions going forward, no matter what. Even if I can't see daylight, I need to be making decisions based on my freedom, on my love for myself and my fellow man, and what's my goals, what's my purpose in life. So if I'm making those decisions, then all the little fixes that come up in the challenges in life, then I'll have an easier go of it. If I'm surrounded and swamped by that, I'm trying to fix things that are happening to me rather than for me, then I'm just going to be swamped. So it's all about believe in myself, believe in what I've come to do, and believe that everyone else has that too.
Yeah, so my keyword for this episode was expand. And I not only felt a big expansion from the stories that we shared this week, but also the fact that energetically I felt it. And I felt it a lot in my heart because I think a lot of the stories that we share this coming week are really around humility, around being of service, being in our purpose and direction. So that's what I really felt in the sense of for that expansion for myself. What was your keyword, Tom?
My keyword was prosperous. And the theme for me that I'm working on these days is really tuning into what is constructive thought and action. So it's easy for me to feel, and I'm aware of my feelings. Now, how do I move into constructive thought and take action and come back to my feelings and have constructive thought and take actions versus reactions, and so I guess it's along those lines of, there are no mistakes. There's only stepping stones, because I get a chance to come right back to my feelings and reconstruct my thoughts and take better action or more refined action.
Okay, so next bat time next week, guys.
All right.
Booyah to teamwork.